Well, it's Saturday. It's another good day and another good cup of coffee. So, cheers. Mm, what a week. Challenging, you know, just normal life. I'm sure you all know exactly what I'm talking about because we all have our shit to deal with. But, I make these videos in just hopes, mostly for me, because I wanted to do something that I was afraid to do. And that's one of those things. And now this is my third or fourth video, and nobody watched the last one, which is totally cool because it's not really about that, right? It's about me doing better for me, and nobody else. But if people can take something away from that, I definitely want that to happen, you know. So I have some notes and things to think about, and throughout the week I'll come across really insightful memes and videos, just like we all do, but really trying to take them to heart and put them into practice. And one of them was like on how to be better, how to do better, better than what, better than who you were yesterday, hopefully. And that's all you should really concern yourself with. My boss was actually mentioning this on Thursday, and he's like, don't compare yourself to the next person in the pod, right? My day job is a healthcare recruiter, right? I'm not going to tell you the agency I work for because I'm not here trying to solicit business or anything like that, but really just help people. So if there are travelers out there and you have questions or something like that, feel free to drop a comment down below. Um, but yeah, I'm sure some of you have heard me or seen my name somewhere. Um, so being enough for yourself is is kind of hard because um, if you've given everything you've got, you know, I'm a middle-aged man, and I couldn't get into an arena or do the things that I used to do against younger people, younger adults that, you know, were doing what I did. Like I loved martial arts, but, you know, they're just faster, you know, and being enough, um, in giving everything you can give, that's it. That's it. Doing the best you can. But you got to be real with yourself on that too, you know. Um, that that conditioning that we have when we are growing up, you know, and maybe you weren't praised or maybe you were criticized a lot, you know, um, that rather than saying, oh shoot, you made a mistake, you kind of internalize that you are the mistake. Somehow you are the one, and this whole problem exists because you exist. And that's not true. And trying to divorce yourself from that is tricky, right? Um, you know, three practical ways to shift your mindset um, is trying to detach yourself from that uh, performance, right? And that your self worth is somehow based on that. You want a desired outcome, and maybe it's not the outcome you had hoped for, you know? Um, Stop trying to value as a person of how perfectly you perform, and still respect yourself on your off days, because everybody has those. Everybody has those. Nobody has 100% of the time, right? You got kids or spouses or significant others or friends, you know, sometimes we miss the mark. Um, but if like you don't make it to the gym, do not self-deprecate and say, I'm a worthless piece of trash, or, fat, lazy, whatever, because you didn't go that day. You know, you're still a worthy person. And somehow we like to take everything and pile it into that one moment and that one failure. That's not what we're supposed to do. I'll have you know. You just wake up tomorrow and try again. You know, I said this in my other videos too. Like, babies, when they're learning how to walk, I mean, they might have some frustrations with things, but they just keep getting up and trying over again. So you should do that too, right? Give yourself that grace. The other thing is, and I don't know who the author was that wrote the book, like 1% per day. Like, do you know what that means? Like, give yourself achievable targets. There was a movie, early 90s, maybe late 80s, called What About Bob? Funniest movie, easily. I don't know, it's one of my rainy day go-to movies. But uh, the doctor in that movie has a book called Baby Steps. It's cliche, like we all know it. you know do 1% per day. Hit it. Make a target for yourself that's easy to hit, and you'll get it. And you have a small succession of these wins, and maybe you do try to bite off more than you can chew, you know, and you fumble and just get back up, do it again. Um, where's my notes here? There they are. Tracking proof that you're changing. That's important. You know, I did do the thing. Um, I think I mentioned in my last video too, I had a Facebook uh, memory that came by, and it was like a year ago today. And I have been consistently going to the gym, and I feel better for it. But I was like, oh yeah, I started not going to the gym to uh, sitting outside in the parking lot before I even went in. I did that 3 times before even setting foot into the gym because of what I kept telling myself. And the thing is, here's the thing about going to the gym: nobody else cares because they're all on their purpose doing their own thing, right? Just like you should be. But here's this guy at the beginning of his journey, sitting outside in the parking lot, trying to psych himself into getting in there, you know. And then I made it in there, you know. And then eventually I started working out, and it was great. And then you're high-fiving people and shaking hands, and you're like, "Hey, good to see you. Good to see you." It's a happening place because you're all there doing the same thing for pretty much the same reason, right? Hopefully, work out smart, don't ego lift, you know, you want it to stick. So keep your targets small, but celebrate those little victories, because that's what we need as human beings, is validation that we are doing the things that we're trying to accomplish towards our goal, right? Um, yeah, it's an incredible thing. Um, and those small wins, they add up, right? And you look at yourself, you know, a year from now, looking back to who you are now, and it's cool. I'm experiencing that. I'm no different than you are. So you can do it too. You absolutely can do it too. Mm. Mm. Oh, let's see. What else did I have for you guys? I think that's really about it. Um, Hopefully, this hits you the right way or hits the right person the right way. I know my videos tend to run long, so I'm trying to work on making them succinct and more condensed and to the point because I know everybody's busy. Um, but definitely take some time out to appreciate yourself, right? Your accomplishments, because everybody struggles, right? Um, and it's a good thing, and I want to celebrate that with you guys. So if somebody comes across this video, maybe you're the one, I don't know. So far I've only had a couple of people like click on the video, but leave a comment, you know, help me grow and get better at doing what I'm doing. I don't know what this is going to turn into. I have a vision of what I want it to be, right? Just like the jerky thing that I'm doing. It's a little side hustle, but I didn't want to die with my music in me. I didn't want to, you know, um, not try something new, you know. And just because you're scared of doing it, that was Carl Jung, right? I mean, he said the place I don't want to go the most is the place that I need to go the most, like something to that effect. It's paraphrased for sure, but yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. And it's cliche to say it's about the journey, not the end point, not the destination, but who you become along the way. That's the cool part. Because when you're at the end and you look at where you were, that's that man, there's nothing else that puts wind in your sails, you know. I remember when I went to nursing school, it was hard, super hard. But then at the end of it, I remember thinking to myself, that wasn't so bad. I could do that again. But you just never know until you're at the end. So go out there, do the thing, whatever that thing is, try it. At least you tried. All right. I'm going to leave it there. You guys have a great rest of your weekend and have a good week. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Peace.